Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're heading off on this really incredible journey through Italy. It's a country you might think you know, maybe from postcards, or films, but honestly, there's just so much more diversity there. It goes way beyond the surface and full of surprises, really. So, our mission today, we want to take you to two profoundly distinct Italian regions. We've got Campania down in the passionate south, and then Friuli Venezia Giulia, this sort of sophisticated cultural crossroads way up in the northeast. We're aiming to peel back the layers, look at their unique identities, their traditions, the flavors, just show you how much variety one country can hold.
Yeah, and what's really striking, I think, is that it's not just about the geography, the distance between them. It's about delving into two fundamentally different ways of being Italian, really. Campania, for instance, it just embodies that vibrant, ancient heartland feel, pulsating with history, raw emotion, this deep sense of community. Whereas Friuli Venezia Giulia, tucked away in the northeast corner, it's more like a testament to Europe's complex past, a real cultural mosaic where different empires, different traditions have all sort of mingled. The contrast is, well, it's quite remarkable. It really paints a picture of the sheer range of what Italian can mean.
That's a great way to put it. And for you listening, we're going to unpack all of this. We'll explore these differences and, hopefully, see what makes each region just so captivating. Okay, let's start our adventure down south.
Campania.
Oh, wow. It's a region that just completely grabs your senses, doesn't it? Imagine this place where, ancient art mixes so easily with this incredible warmth, this hospitality that feels like family, and all of it against these absolutely stunning landscapes. It's just defined by its vivid street life thing, bustling markets, people just gathering spontaneously, and this music that just, I don't know, stirs something deep inside. Powerful contrast, too. You go from the electric, almost chaotic energy of Naples to the, serene calm of the coastal towns. There's this saying, isn't there? When you come to Campania, you cry two times, when you arrive and when you leave. It really does kind of get under your skin.
It absolutely does, yeah. And if you think about the bigger picture, that deep emotional pull of Campania, it's really rooted in its incredibly ancient and layered history. I mean, this place was a cornerstone of Magna Graecia. The ancient Greek colonies in southern Italy, they left such a mark. Then later it became a vital part of the Roman Empire. You can still feel that history, see it everywhere. But it's also a region that faced, well, catastrophe. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, just devastatingly, buried Pompeii and Herculaneum. And what's so extraordinary about that tragedy is how it preserved everything. These incredibly intimate glimpses into ancient life, frescoes, everyday objects, even the forms of people. It's like a window into a lost world, just unparalleled.
And the traditions there, they're so alive, so woven into just everyday life. They really capture the spirit of Campania. Think about the nativity artisans on Via San Gregorio Armeno in Naples. They make these incredibly detailed figurine scenes, the preseple, all year round. It's not just a craft. It's like this living art form passed down generations. Or Salerno's Luci d'Artista Festival. Between November and January, the city just transforms with these magical light displays. People come from all over. And then there's Tombola, the Neapolitan bingo. Especially around the holidays, it brings everyone together and has that whole smorfia thing, right? Interpreting dreams into numbers for the game.
The smorfia. It's all about connection storytelling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Real exuberant celebration.
Totally.
And, musically, this region really is the undisputed heart of Neapolitan song, a genre that's shaped so much popular music for, well, centuries. When you think of classic Italian music, chances are you're hearing echoes from here. Legends like Enrico Caruso, his operatic power. Renato Carosone with his sort of playful jazz fusion. And then the more modern, soulful stuff from Pino Daniele, Edoardo Bonato. They all help define that distinctive, heartfelt sound.
You can almost hear it, can't you? The mandolin, those energetic tarantella rhythms.
Exactly, echoing through the streets. And it's not just history. You've got modern artists like Nugino doing brilliant things now. They blend Afrobeat, funk, disco with that traditional Neapolitan soul. It's fresh, it's global. Even someone like Nino D'Angelo, who's huge in Naples, his song Jamo Cha gives you this intimate look at Southern life, the struggles, the strengths, always with that deep emotional core.
Oh, and we have to talk about the food. I mean, Campania's food is famous worldwide, and for very good reason. Naples, obviously, birthplace of pizza margherita, that simple masterpiece tomato, mozzarella, basil, perfect. But don't stop there. It's also home to these incredibly rich, slow-cooked dishes like Neapolitan ragu, that hearty meat sauce simmering for hours.
Often with patry pasta.
Oh yeah, the ragu is something else.
Right. And along the coast, you get the freshest fish. Dishes like spaghetti alla vongole, just packed with clams, or pesce alla griglia, perfectly grilled fish. Simple, but amazing. But what about the really unique stuff? like mozzarella in carrozza. Fried mozzarella sandwiches, basically. So good.
A glorious indulgence, as you said.
Totally. Then there's sausage and fraioli, that slightly bitter green, sautéed with garlic, maybe some chili. Delicious. And the really surprising one, melanzane al cioccolato, fried eggplant with chocolate.
Right, especially around Ferragosto, the big August holiday. It sounds wild, but it works. Sweet, savory, memorable. Definitely memorable. And of course, limoncello from those amazing Amalfi and Sorrento lemons. You can taste the sunshine.
And deep cuts, too, right? Like in Salento, you might find maracuaccio, that rare legume made into maracucciata, like a rustic polenta. Very ancient.
Yeah, exactly. Even something seemingly simple like pasta e fagioli, pasta and beans. Chefs like Cannavacciuolo celebrate it. It speaks to that resourceful, hearty spirit, making something amazing from humble stuff.
It really is a feast reflecting the land, the sea, the whole spirit of the people.
And the style. Neapolitan street chic, it's bold, it seems effortless, but it's so elegant. You see these guys in impeccably tailored linen suits, light colors, crisp shirts, maybe an artfully tied scarf. It's just an innate elegance on every corner.
That's sprezzatura.
Yeah, but then contrast that with the really ornate, almost theatrical costumes you see in religious processions, or the tiny details on those nativity figurines we mentioned, and then, of course, that breezy, sophisticated seaside look along the coast.
It's a very visual culture. They express themselves so beautifully, so loudly through what they wear. A real symphony of passion and tradition.
And the places themselves, just as compelling.
Absolutely. Naples itself, it's like a living museum. Palaces, piazzas, that electric energy everywhere. And beyond the city, you have those UNESCO sites we touched on, Pompeii, Herculaneum, incredible windows into Roman life.
Paestum, too, with those Greek temples, even older than Rome.
Right, incredibly well preserved. Then there's the Royal Palace of Caserta, massive, Baroque, rivals Versailles, and, well, the Amalfi Coast. Does it get more breathtaking? Those cliffs, the turquoise water, the little villages clinging to the hillsides, the smell of lemons.
Unforgettable. And always, looming over it all, Mount Vesuvius.
Yeah, a constant reminder of nature's power and the region's whole story.
So, wrapping up Campania, the language itself just feels like the region's spirit, you know? There isn't an official motto, but that saying about crying when you arrive and when you leave, it captures that passionate, expressive nature perfectly.
The Neapolitan dialect is so warm, so full of affection, these vivid metaphors. It mirrors the soul of the place.
It really speaks to the heart, just like Campania itself. Okay. Deep breath. Now, let's pivot dramatically. We're heading way up north to Friuli Venezia Giulia. And this region, wow, could not be more different from Campania. Here, it's like stepping into this intricate cultural mosaic. You feel the influences of Roman, Venetian, Habsburg, Slavic cultures, all converged, all blended. It really feels like a crossroads of Europe.
Yeah.
Empires met here, mingled, left their mark.
It truly is. And what's fascinating, I think, is how that history, all the shifting borders, different empires passing through, has forged this region with a really deep sense of its own identity. And resilience, too.
Right.
Friuli Venezia Giulia isn't just another Italian region. It's autonomous, has special status, its own legislative powers. Trieste is the capital. And the name itself tells a story, right? Friuli comes from Cividale del Friuli, an important Roman and Lombard town, and Giulia from the Julian Alps that form its northern border.
Gosh.
Trieste, especially, just vibrates with this unique mix, Latin, Slavic, German character. It gives the whole region this feeling that's somehow cosmopolitan, but also really intimately local. You feel the layers of history everywhere.
And the traditions up there sound just as unique, often really tied to the landscape, right? The mountains, like those alpine carnivals you mentioned, in places like Rizzia, Sappada, Souris, up in the Julian and Carnic Alps.
Yeah, they're incredible, ancient, spirited events. People wear these elaborate, traditional wooden masks, colorful costumes, lots of spontaneous performances. Feels timeless.
Wow. And then down in San Daniele, they have the big prosciutto festival, Aria di Festa.
That's right. A huge celebration of their famous cured ham. Lots of food, music, local wine. It's a region that really knows how to celebrate its heritage, whether it's ancient folk rituals or, delicious food.
So the soundscape must be quite different, too.
Oh, completely. This unique cultural blend translates into a very distinctive, folk-rich soundscape. You probably won't find as much emphasis on, say, contemporary pop or rock bands compared to other parts of Italy. Instead, you can almost imagine these deep, resonant Slavic choirs echoing in old churches. Or picture lively polkas, traditional dance tunes at alpine festivals, drawing on all those different influences.
Austro-Hungarian, Slavic, Venetian.
Exactly. It's a sound connected directly to its history, those layers of convergence, rather than global pop charts. It tells the story of centuries.
Okay, and the food, again, it sounds like a real fusion up there, too. You said Slavic, Central European, Venetian flavors, all mixed together.
Precisely. It's a true fusion on a plate, grounded in hearty alpine ingredients, but also fresh Adriatic seafood.
And the stars. Obviously, prosciutto di San Daniele, world famous. So delicate, sweet.
Absolutely number one. But also things like Montasio cheese, which is nutty. Formati front, which is unique. Patina salami, often smoked, quite rustic. Even vegetables like the Rose di Gorizia chicory, beautiful and prized. And of course, local grappa.
What about main dishes?
You get these really hearty, comforting soups. Jota is classic in Trieste. A thick bean and sauerkraut stew. Very Central European. Or orzotto, which is like risotto but made with barley.
Oh, risotto, yeah.
And along the coast, you might get cuttlefish, like sepe sofege in Grotto. For sweets, there's the Easter pinza, a sweetbread, and Carnival Fratelli fried donuts, maybe with citrus or raisins.
Sounds robust, flavorful, tells the story of the place, doesn't it?
It really does. Geography and history right there on your plate.
And the style mirrors this diversity, too, I imagine, from mountain gear to city chic.
Yeah.
You mentioned those striking alpine carnival costumes, the wooden masks, bright wools.
Yeah, places like Regia or Zapata, they're incredible, intricately carved. But then you go to Trieste, and it's got this distinct cosmopolitan, almost retro vibe. A bit of Central European elegance mixed with seaside style.
And then just simple, elegant mountain wear. Practical but stylish.
Exactly. It speaks to that connection with nature, that heritage. The fashion landscape is just as varied and interesting as the culture itself.
And the actual landscapes must be stunning. Alps, rivers, the sea.
Oh, definitely. Breathtaking contrasts. You've got the dramatic peaks of the Julian Alps as a backdrop to ancient villages.
Yeah.
Crystal clear rivers. And then these beautiful, often quite serene Adriatic beaches.
And the key cities, you mentioned Trieste.
Trieste, yeah, that bustling multicultural port city. Grand Austro-Hungarian buildings of famous coffee culture. Then Cividale del Friuli, steeped in Roman and Lombard history. San Daniele del Friuli, famous for prosciutto, but charming too. Palmanova is fascinating, that perfectly symmetrical Renaissance star fort, a UNESCO site built for defense.
A star fort, wow.
Yeah, incredible from above. And Udine, with its castle, great views, and the Piazza della Libertà, they call it the most Venetian square on the mainland. Very central to the region's identity.
So it's this rich mix of natural beauty and deep, deep history.
Absolutely. A real
It's-
tapestry.
And the language reflects that mix too, right? Italian, but with other echoes.
That's right. Standard Italian is spoken, of course, but you hear it peppered with Slavic, German, Venetian influences in the dialects, even everyday phrases.
Are there any specific phrases that capture that fusion?
Well, you might hear things like, where polenta meets a jvar. Kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Polenta from the Alps, ajvar, that red pepper relish from Central Europe and the Balkans.
Exactly. Or the idea that Gouda warms the borderland heart. It captures that comforting mixed heritage. There's no official motto, but it definitely has this unofficial feeling of multicultural richness, a unique borderland warmth. It really speaks to its special identity.
Okay. So we've explored these two incredibly different regions. Here's where it gets really interesting for you, I think, as we try to bring these two worlds together. Connect the dots.
Yeah, because if we step back and look at the bigger picture here, what really stands out, what's powerful, is the incredible spectrum of Italian identity. Just astonishing, really. You go from Campania's ancient, really emotive heart, pulsing with raw history, passionate traditions, that almost familial warmth, all the way to Friuli Venezia Giulia's layered cross-cultural sophistication, that blend of influences from all over Europe. These regions, they're part of the same country, sure, but they almost feel like different worlds in how they express themselves.
Worlds apart, yeah.
And what this journey kind of teaches us is that Italian identity isn't just one single thing, not some romantic ideal. It's more like a dynamic conversation, sometimes even a contrasting one, between these deeply rooted local stories. It's a country unified by, maybe, a shared sense of belonging, yes, but it's just as defined by the very distinct ways its regions express that belonging.
Exactly. It's not just about listing off differences, is it? It's about understanding that Italy is this living, breathing collection of diverse stories, traditions, flavors. And getting a handle on these regional distinctions, it just really enriches your appreciation for Italy as a whole. You see, it's not a monolith. It's this constant dialogue between powerful cultural forces, historical influences. For me, it's those aha moments, seeing how deep history and geography shape everything, the food, the music, everything.
And you can even see resilience playing out differently, can't you?
Yeah.
In Campania, maybe resilience looks like that vibrant, almost defiant joy despite historical hardship, a celebration of life, of family that just endures.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas in Friuli Venezia Giulia, resilience feels more like adaptability, synthesis, taking bits from every empire that passed through and forging something new, something sophisticated from all those diverse threads. Both ways are distinctly Italian, yet, well, profoundly different in how they're expressed.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can such a, relatively speaking, small country hold such distinct cultural universes? The contrast isn't just striking, it's kind of a lesson in how deeply local experience shapes national character.
Which I think raises a really interesting question for you, the listener, to maybe ponder on. In a world that often seems to be pushing towards homogenization, making everything the same, how do these distinct, deeply rooted regional identities manage to not just survive, but thrive and evolve? How do they continue shaping not just local life, but the very essence of what Italian actually means? And maybe thinking about that, what aspects of your own culture, your own region, are similarly preserved against those global trends? And which parts are perhaps gracefully adapting to new influences? Something to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just like that, you've completed another fascinating deep dive with us. We've journeyed from the really passionate streets of Naples, the ancient echoes of Campania, all the way up to the Alpine-Adriatic fusion of Friuli Venezia Giulia, discovering these unique and sometimes surprisingly contrasting threads that weave Italy's incredibly rich tapestry. We really hope this exploration has maybe given you a fresh perspective, perhaps inspired you to dig even deeper into the incredible diversity that exists even within places we think we know well. Reflect on what resonated most with you. Maybe let it spark your next exploration or, hey, even your next meal. Until our next deep dive into the knowledge stacks, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep exploring.